Hello guys, today I will do a comparison of Vivo Iqoo 10 Pro versus Vivo X80 Pro. So let's get start the video. Let's talk about display type. Iqoo 10 Pro has an AMOLED display and X80 Pro has also an AMOLED display. Resolution. Iqoo 10 Pro and Vivo X80 Pro, both the phone have 1440p resolution. Aspect ratio. Iqoo 10 Pro and X80 Pro, both the phone have 20:9 aspect ratio. A screen to body ratio. Iqoo 10 Pro has 90% screen to body ratio and Vivo X80 Pro has 89.9% screen to body ratio. A screen size. Iqoo 10 Pro is 6.78 inches a screen size and X80 Pro is also 6.78 inches a screen size. Pixel density. Iqoo 10 Pro is 423 ppi pixel density and X80 Pro is 517 ppi pixel density. Refresh rate. Iqoo 10 Pro and Vivo X80 Pro, both the phone have 120Hz high refresh rate. Protection. Iqoo 10 Pro is Corning Gorilla Glass Victus protection and X80 Pro is also Corning Gorilla Glass Victus protection. Weight. Iqoo 10 Pro is 217 gram weight and X80 Pro is 215 gram weight. Dust and water resistance. Iqoo 10 Pro support dust and water resistance and X80 Pro is also IP68 rating. Chipset. Iqoo 10 Pro is Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Plus Generation 1st processor and X80 Pro is Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Generation 1st processor. GPU. Iqoo 10 Pro is Adreno 730 and X80 Pro is also Adreno 730 GPU. Processor. Iqoo 10 Pro is octa-core Cortex 3.19 GHz or X80 Pro is octa-core 3 GHz clock speed. Operating system. Iqoo 10 Pro is Android 12 FunTouch 12 or X80 Pro is also Android 12 FunTouch 12. RAM. Iqoo 10 Pro and Vivo X80 Pro, both the phone have 8GB of variant and 12GB of RAM variant. Internal storage. Iqoo 10 Pro and Vivo X80 Pro, both the phone have 128GB internal storage or 256GB internal storage. Hardware card slot. Iqoo 10 Pro doesn't support any expandable card slot and X80 Pro also doesn't support any expandable card slot. Let's talk about camera. Let's start with Iqoo 10 Pro. Its primary camera है 50 megapixel aperture 1.8, ultra wide also 50 megapixel aperture 1.9 और telephoto 16 megapixel aperture 2.2 और SDR LED flash. Let's talk Vivo X80 Pro camera. It's also support a quad camera setup and its primary camera है 50 megapixel aperture 1.8, ultra wide 48 megapixel aperture 2.2 और telephoto 12 megapixel aperture 2.2 और periscope 8 megapixel aperture 4.2. Iqoo 10 Pro front camera. It supports 16 megapixel front camera. Vivo X80 front camera. It supports 32 megapixel front camera. Rear camera max video recording. Iqoo 10 Pro and Vivo X80 Pro, both the phone can record 8K video at 30 fps. Front camera max video recording. Iqoo 10 Pro can record 1080p video and Vivo X80 Pro can record 4K video at 30 fps. Battery. Iqoo 10 Pro has 4700 mAh battery and X80 Pro is also 4700 mAh battery. Fast charging. Iqoo 10 Pro can support 200 watt fast charger and Vivo X80 Pro can 80 watt fast charger. Let's discuss about both the phone connectivity. Let's start with Iqoo 10 Pro. It supports under-display fingerprint, 5G network, NFC, Wi-Fi 6, a stereo speaker, GPS, Bluetooth 5.2, USB Type-C or UFS 3.1. Let's talk Vivo X80 Pro connectivity. It also supports under-display fingerprint, 5G network, NFC, Wi-Fi 6, a stereo speaker, GPS, Bluetooth 5.2, USB Type-C or UFS 3.1. Let's talk about both the phone price. Iqoo 10 Pro come around $55,000 of $696 of 8GB RAM or X80 Pro come around $80,000 of $1,010 of 8GB RAM or 128GB internal storage. Let's come on result. Iqoo 10 Pro versus Vivo X80 Pro. Design wise, both the phone have good looking design. Display are same on the both the phone. Camera, there is a better camera on Vivo X80 Pro. Hardware is better on Iqoo 10 Pro. Connectivity are same. Charging are better on Iqoo 10 Pro and price wise Vivo Iqoo 10 Pro is better. So thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.